I thought you were going to say that it was going to go close, and then Awestin might win in losers. I was going to say I think it's going to be 3-1. Austin's playing out of his mind today. This has nothing to say with Eclipse. I just think that Awestin is on crack right now.
I was going to say 3-1, but that's the classic non-committal answer from any analyst.
Sure, but I genuinely think it'll be 3-1 because I feel like Eclipse is playing with enough momentum right now to where he could go into this.
I wasn't trash talking you either. I was also saying me because I was going to say 3-1. But we'll see if Eclipse can surprise us and perhaps some of you in the chat as well with the Greninja versus Austin's Ness. We'll see. It's grand finals. It's the last, maybe not the last set, but certainly the last matchup of players you're going to see tonight here at Shockwave. We're going to go in Pokemon Stadium 2, which Eclipse is certainly comfortable with, especially against the Ness. He can run away, and he can bounce around on these platforms and make it hard for the Ness to lock him down. Only thing that Awestin can give him a lot of fits on is when Eclipse lands on the ground, but off stage, you can always take advantage of a Ness.
Frog's got good jumps. He's ready to cover that. Got plenty of time.
He's got hops.
Yeah, certainly. Eclipse is very...
Eclipse hit him 3 times for 50%. That's like Ganondorf
stuff. Yeah. But Eclipse has been very content to just like box more than usual. I feel like I see a lot of Eclipse's game plan being threatening with movement and then just catching a bad movement option and then getting a conversion off of that. Right now he's like, I'm just going to push buttons and you're going to take damage. Like, tail is old as time, as they say, right? I feel like that's what we're going to be seeing a lot of because I feel like you've got to be kind of proactive against Ness.
And Eclipse has got to be proactive in mixing up the game plans. We've seen that Awestin has definitely started throwing out a lot of aerials, making it really hard for Eclipse to get anything started with like the neutral air. You saw him right there trying to go for it. That's what he did in that whole first stock, and it's not working out for him. Awestin is making it impossible for him to land on him with aerials.
Do you want to pay attention to the fact that he DI'd that phenomenally, and if he were maybe like 10% earlier, may have lived that?
Maybe, man.
Call me a dreamer.
You're a dreamer.
Thank you. That's what I asked for.
Yeah. I'm here to please the people. Now Eclipse tries to go again for an aggressive edge guard. Austin's ready for it after that first one, and that's
my God!
That's Awestin.
I feel a little bit bad about saying like, yeah, Eclipse has momentum, and then Austin was like, I'm just gonna push buttons.
Yeah. I mean, like I wanted to get a little bit more into it, but Awestin just very quickly
dismantled him.
Yeah, started dismantling that game 1. But it all came down to the fact that Eclipse didn't get the opportunity to like land on stage and utilize any of Greninja's grounded pressure, which there is a little bit. The dash attack and the down tilt are both really good, although not the safest moves.
Yeah.
And the forward tilt's got some pretty decent range, so you can get some setups. You saw him get a setup on a down throw as well. But he continued to look for the big setups in the air with the aerials, and Awestin was constantly outranging him with the bigger hitboxes.
Yeah, Awestin is interesting. In some matchups, I really feel like he approaches Ness almost like he's playing a sortie. Like, I don't have a better way to articulate it than that, but it feels like the way that he spaces and contests with aerials like forward air and to a lesser extent nair that are kind of large. Feels like watching a Lucina drift in with like a neutral air or a forward air almost.
I mean, Awestin definitely is a master of mixing up that aerial drift, but right now he's having a lot of trouble. Only just now getting out of that ledge trap situation, but leaves himself vulnerable to the shadow sneak.
That was phenomenal awareness on his part to get around that. Because I would have been scared and tried to recover, but he was like, this is giving me ample opportunity to set up this kill, get a good reversal, and that level of cognition is exactly what a player needs in this sort of position.
Now I got to see Eclipse once again taking that first stock like we saw in Game 1, but if that Game 1 was any indicator, Awestin will probably take to this more aerial-heavy approach.
I do want to say, I thought it was interesting on ledge that Awestin was pushing buttons for a moment, and then Eclipse was just content to just sit there and let Awestin control his own space. He's like, I'm fine with you pushing buttons, do something that scares me. Which is good. I feel like a lot of time players get a little bit spooked by other players pushing buttons on top of them.
Yeah.
And you just gotta give yourself space to breathe and throw off the rhythm.
Eclipse is all right with running away for a little bit.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay.
Back in Smash 4, we would have seen him go for a Hydro Pump, but he is definitely a lot less savvy in using that move in this game because he goes for what works, and he's definitely got the confirms on lock.
That was a great awareness on his Water Shuriken to dismantle the Peeking Flash.
Eclipse, I mean, anytime Austin's been going for silly stuff, it seems like Eclipse hasn't been getting caught by it too much, at least when he has his double jump.
Yeah.
Definitely seen him struggle when he gets that resource taken away from him, though.
For sure. And he was very happy. He's like, you're going to run into me and I'm going to punch you. If you stand in a very specific spacing, you don't really have... you can react, I guess, to the button coming out, but also if he makes it past a certain distance, you've committed to the dash. So you can react by just hitting with a quick hitbox like jab.
Now you see, man, Eclipse trying to make these aggressive landings. He doesn't need to fish too much. He just needs to get the setup at that percent. That's going to confirm onto a floaty character like Ness, who stays up in that hit stun and, you know, stays up into the area where he can connect that up smash. So 1-1 right now, but we're going on to Austin's counter pick for
Our
game
prediction
3.
still online.
Yours is.
You also said 3-1.
I said Eclipse was going to win game 1, though.
Oh, that's true.
That is not happening.
I did not make that statement. I didn't get so specific.
No.
But to be fair, I did ask you how each game would go. So your prediction, while less accurate, is still technically as accurate as mine because I didn't follow my own stipulation.
Sure. So game 3 is on Smashville, which is a very, very good Ness stage because of the way that he can cover this center platform.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. The fact that you can just sort of encircle the center platform with PK Thunder is spooky.
Oh, not only that, but the aerials as well.
No, that as well, for sure.
Yeah, a full hop aerial from Ness will cover so much of this Smashville center platform that if you're stuck up there as Greninja, you are indeed stuck up there. You usually have to burn your double jump to get all the way out of the threat zone. Nice air dodge, though. Eclipse, okay, at least gets a baby punish off of that. And actually, it's looking more than baby.
Wow, I am impressed by how much he was able to take that.
This is a young adolescent punish. In fact, it's an adult punish.
Young adult novel punish. This is for reading ages 19 through 22. Okay.
Yeah,
I wasn't... It was interesting watching him just use PK Thunder too, because I feel like a lot of times Awestin is specifically looking for...
He did not believe for a second that Eclipse was going under Smashville. Greninja does not have the greatest aerial drift, especially paired with his fastball speed.
Yeah.
It's hard to go like all the way under a stage like that.
I guess if he had prepared for it, he probably could have like Shadow Sneaked or something, but he knew full well that that wasn't what was happening.
However, these up air strings from Eclipse, he so wants to get that fourth one and take the stock. He's trying to make up for it with the most ridiculous charged forward smash I've ever seen.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to go for that, though. The cheese is what you need.
You got to threaten that you're crazy sometimes.
Truck
Great
freak.
spacing on that back air. That was amazing. However, Awestin makes
so
that back.
good. Never mind.
Okay.
He was powered up.
See, the thing is, I've seen Awestin make back recoveries when he got caked by Mario.
How?
Like, where the controls are reversed. I've seen it happen before. So all I'm saying is, like, the fact that he almost made that back is, I believe it.
Yeah, that's... I feel like Austin's played this character for long enough to be able to navigate those positions. That's the kind of thing that you need to be able to know how to do.
Yeah, he knows the character inside and out, but the same can be said for Eclipse and his trusty Greninja. His Greninja's definitely got the Battle Bond ability, except it's not Ash Greninja, it's Eclipse Greninja.
What does that look like?
It's like red.
Okay,
like
that's
on the top.
It's like Weavile colored.
A little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about Ash Greninja.
No, I was wondering what specifically Eclipse Greninja looks like.
Oh, we can talk about that later.
I need to know. This is important lore.
It will come later. Right now, the only lore you need to know is Awestin just took back the lead. Looks for more 2 straight PK fires to forward smashes.
We've seen some well-tread DFW smash lore. Awestin PK firing.
It was the bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, and then Awestin got a double, set the man in scoring position, and then up he comes to drive him in with the game-winning hit.
Sports.
Not even Ryan calls me out for that. Not even Ryan calls me out for that. And he actively detests sports.
I played baseball.
Yeah. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
We've also seen time and time again Pokemon Stadium 2 between these two players specifically, and already seen it today as well. This is a stage that Eclipse is comfortable going back to. He thinks that he's got a game plan to execute here, but I don't know, man. After that game 1, it seemed like Awestin was definitely in control.
Yeah, and it's looking that way this game too. Austin's got a pretty comfortable lead right now, and definitely some stage position, but Eclipse isn't too far behind in that regard.
However, he is dead. Eclipse knows when he's dead to a back throw, and he's like not even.
I'm just gonna hold out.
Yeah. This will at least look funny.
It's like in Melee when you get rested by a puff, you just hold out so you can come back faster. You're like, I just want to get back in the game.
Well, except that's an actually viable strat because then you get to actually do damage to the puff. Right now, though, Eclipse definitely doing a lot of damage to the big-headed boy. I think that's no jump for Awestin right now. No, never mind. I was wrong.
Whenever you think that Ness doesn't have a jump, you've got to keep in mind whether or not he has an air dodge, because that is his 3rd jump.
Oh, yeah, no, I knew he still had the air dodge, of course. I mean, he always will after getting hit.
Certainly.
Did not expect the jump, though. Awestin had really good conservation of that. See if Eclipse can pick up this edge guard, though. He's struggled a little bit in
Wow.
his later games, but he does pick up this one.
What a brilliant conversion. I think like he was ready. He was doing what I mentioned earlier with the F throw, down throw 50-50. But noticed that he didn't get caught in it the same way that he was expecting, but managed to get the conversion off of stage, which was just fantastic on his part. Also looking very comfortable right now with an almost perfect lead right now in a whole stock.
Almost a perfect stock, yeah. Just got to see if, you know, he can maintain that, if he can continue to bait Eclipse to approach him, which is where Awestin is most comfortable. That's what he wants him to do.
Eclipse's movement around shield is looking really good, but I feel like he's getting kind of caught up in scramble situations when Austin's got a bit better options to contest when coming down on landing with Nair or whatever.
Ooh, tries to get aggressive on that approach, goes back into the fire and the flames, but picks up that stock, and we're last stock here on game 4. Eclipse this is do or die for Eclipse right now. He has got to make a very nice comeback here against Awestin or go home second place.
Yeah, certainly. And this is not a position that you want to be in against a Ness with a good, now at this point, almost 50% lead, or 70% lead rather.
I see not spacing out the best. Austin's able to box him out and box him out of the ring fully to take the set, take ultimate Shockwave 50. It's under his belt.
Good stuff to Awestin. That was a phenomenally played set on his part. Like we predicted, maybe not exactly as predicted, but a 3-1 set. And that was great play on his part. I feel like it was really interesting watching Awestin this tournament because versus, who did he lose to in winners again?
He did not.
Oh, right, he wasn't, excuse me. I was saying, I thought that he played
He had a close set with Zillion.
You're right.
That went to game 5.
That was what I was thinking of, and I got tripped up on myself. But versus Zillion, he looked